The floor of the Library of Universes exploded into black liquid. It was not water. It was ink. Thick black ink that smelled like old chemicals. Goku jumped into the air. He hovered above the black ocean. He looked around. The infinite rows of floating books were shaking. Books were falling off the shelves. They fell into the ink and dissolved. The stories were being erased. Vegeta flew up next to Goku. "What is this, Kakarot?" Vegeta asked. "Is this another trick by the player?" Goku shook his head. "No, Vegeta. The player is gone. This is something else. This feels sticky." Luffy stretched his arm to grab a floating bookshelf, but the shelf turned into ink when he touched it. "Ah," Luffy yelled. "My hand is black." He shook his hand. The ink did not come off. It was heavy. It was pulling him down. Naruto made a shadow clone. He threw the clone at the ink ocean to see what would happen. The clone hit the surface. It did not splash. The ink grabbed the clone. It wrapped around the clone's legs. Then it pulled the clone under. Naruto felt the memory of the clone vanish instantly. "It eats chakra," Naruto said. "It eats everything." Suddenly, a giant hand rose from the ink ocean. It was not a human hand. It was a hand made of black scribbles. It held a giant pen. The pen was as big as a skyscraper. The tip of the pen was sharp and silver. A voice echoed through the library. It sounded like paper tearing. It sounded like a pencil scratching on a desk. "You are messy," the voice said. "You are outside the lines. I must correct you." Saitama stood on a floating book that was still solid. He looked at the giant pen. "Is that a pen?" Saitama asked. "It is huge. I wonder if it has red ink. I need to grade Genos's homework." Gojo Satoru floated next to Saitama. He looked at the ink with his 6 eyes. "It is not just ink," Gojo said. "It is void matter. It has no cursed energy. It has no mass. It is pure negation. If it touches us, we do not just die. We cease to exist." The giant pen moved. It swung through the air. It drew a line. A black line appeared in the air. The line turned into a wall. The wall rushed toward them. "Move," Ainz shouted. He cast a spell. Wall of skeleton. A wall of bones appeared. The black ink wall hit the bone wall. The bones did not break. They just turned into ink. They melted. The ink wall kept coming. Honest Voldigoad stepped forward. He raised his hand. He did not cast a spell. He just pushed. He pushed the air with his magical power. A shockwave hit the ink wall. The ink scattered. It turned into drops of rain. "Impressive," Anos said. "It tries to rewrite the laws of physics, but my laws are absolute." Songjin Woo commanded his shadows, "Arise." But the shadows hesitated. They were afraid of the ink. The ink was darker than them. "It is the darkness before creation," Jinwoo realized. "My soldiers are afraid of the void." The voice spoke again. "I am the ink demon. I am the one who draws the borders. I am the one who decides where you end and the background begins. You have broken the fourth wall. That is a violation. You must be redrawn." The giant hand rose higher. A body emerged from the ink. It was a giant humanoid figure. It was entirely black. It had no face, just 2 white circles for eyes. It looked like an unfinished sketch. Goku flew toward the ink demon. He went Super Saiyan blue. He charged a Kamehameha. Kamehameha. He fired the blue beam. The beam hit the ink demon's chest, but the beam did not explode. The ink demon just absorbed it. The blue light turned black. The demon ate the energy. "You cannot color me," the ink demon said. "I am the contrast." The ink demon swung his pen. He drew a circle around Goku. The circle turned into a cage. Goku banged on the bars. They were unbreakable. Vegeta roared, "Let him go." Vegeta fired a final flash. The yellow beam hit the cage. It did nothing. The ink demon laughed. It was a scratching sound. You are all just drafts, rough sketches. I will separate you. I will put you back in your genres. The ink demon slammed his hand on a stack of giant books. The books opened. A wind sucked the heroes in. Goku, Vegeta, Naruto, Luffy, and Ichigo were pulled toward a red book. It said, "Action." "No," Naruto yelled. He tried to use his chakra arms to hold on, but the wind was too strong. They fell into the red book. Ainz, Rimuru, Anos, and Jinwoo were pulled toward a purple book. It said, "Fantasy." Ainz tried to teleport. Teleportation failed. "We are being categorized," Ainz shouted. They fell into the purple book. Saitama and Gojo were left. The ink demon looked at them. "You two," he said. "You are problems. You break the power scale. You go to the trash." A grey book opened. It said, "Uncategorized." A vacuum pulled them in. Saitama held onto his cape. "This is annoying," he said. They were sucked into the grey book. Goku opened his eyes. He was falling. The sky was red. The ground was made of cracked stone. He landed on his feet. Boom! He looked around. He was in a canyon. It looked like the wasteland where he fought Vegeta the first time. But everything was drawn with thick lines. The rocks had black outlines. The clouds looked like drawings. Vegeta landed next to him. "Where are we?" Vegeta asked. He rubbed his head. Goku looked at his hands. He looked normal, but he felt different. He felt simple, like he only wanted to fight. Naruto landed on a rock. Luffy bounced off a wall. Ichigo slid down a cliff. "We are inside the book," Ichigo said. "The action book." Suddenly 5 figures appeared on the cliff above them. They looked like Goku, Vegeta, Naruto, Luffy, and Ichigo. But they were different. The Goku figure had a tail. He looked wilder. He had a power pole. The Vegeta figure was wearing a cape and had red hair. The Naruto figure was wearing goggles and a green jacket. The Luffy figure had a different hat. The Ichigo figure had a gun instead of a sword. "Who are you?" Goku asked. The wild Goku jumped down. "I am the prototype," he said. "I am the first draft. Before the editors changed me, I am pure action." The prototype Vegeta laughed. "We are the originals. You are the watered-down versions. You became soft. We are ruthless." The prototype Goku attacked. He was fast. He used the power pole. He hit Goku in the stomach. It hurt. It felt heavy. Goku blocked. "You are strong," Goku said, "but I have trained for years." Goku went Super Saiyan. The prototype Goku laughed. "Super Saiyan, I don't need transformations. I have Monkey King energy." The prototype grew giant. He turned into a great ape, but he kept his speed. He punched Goku into a mountain. Vegeta fought the prototype Vegeta. The prototype fired blasts from his fingers. They were erratic. They curved in the air. "You lack discipline," Vegeta said. "You are just shooting randomly." The prototype sneered. "Discipline is for the weak. I have instinct." The prototype rushed Vegeta. He bit Vegeta's arm. He clawed at his face. He fought like an animal. Vegeta kicked him away. "Savage," Vegeta muttered, "but effective." Naruto faced the prototype Naruto. The prototype summoned a real fox, not a chakra fox, a real giant fox made of flesh and fur. It breathed fire. Naruto dodged. "You use magic?" Naruto asked. "I thought you were a ninja." The prototype laughed. "I was supposed to be a wizard originally. Magic is better than chakra." He cast a spell. Fireball. A wave of fire covered Naruto. Naruto used a water wall. "This is weird," Naruto thought. "Fighting my own history." Luffy fought the prototype Luffy. The prototype did not stretch. He just floated. "I am the rubber boy," the prototype said. "But I can also fly." It was my original power. He flew at Luffy and punched him. Luffy stretched his neck to dodge. "You are cheating," Luffy yelled. "Flying is not fair. Pirate sail." Ichigo clashed with the prototype Ichigo. The prototype fired his gun. Bang, bang. A spirit bullet hit Ichigo's sword. It cracked the blade. "A gun?" Ichigo asked. "That is not honorable." The prototype reloaded. "Honor is boring. Shooting is faster." He fired a barrage. Ichigo had to use flash step to survive. Goku stood up from the rubble. He wiped blood from his lip. "These guys are tough," Goku said. "They don't follow our rules." Vegeta landed next to him. "They are unfinished ideas," Vegeta said. "They have potential but no refinement. We have to show them the power of evolution." Meanwhile, in the Purple Book, Ainz, Rimuru, Arnos, and Jinwoo stood in a dark castle. The walls were made of purple stone. The torches burned with blue fire. It looked like a classic Demon King castle, but it was twisted. The stairs went upside down. The doors opened into walls. "This is a dungeon," Ainz said. "A classic fantasy trope. We have to find the boss room." Rimuru turned into a slime. "I sense strong magic ahead," Rimuru said. "But it feels chaotic, like the writer didn't decide what magic system to use." They walked into a large hall. In the center was a throne. Sitting on the throne was a dragon. But it was not a normal dragon. It was made of words. The scales were letters, the wings were sentences. It was the Law Dragon. It opened its mouth. "Who enters my story?" the dragon asked. Its voice sounded like 1,000 pages turning. Anos stepped forward. "I am Anos Voldigoad, the Demon King of Tyranny, and this is my castle now." The dragon laughed. "You are a character. I am the law. I define your powers." The dragon breathed fire, but the fire was made of text. Words like burn, hot fire, ash flew at them. Ainz raised the shield. The words hit the shield. The shield cracked. "It is rewriting reality," Ainz said. "The words make it true. If it says we burn, we burn." Jinwoo sent his shadows. The shadows attacked the dragon. The dragon looked at the shadows. It spoke a word. Light. Suddenly, the room became bright white. The shadows vanished. The dragon spoke another word. Weakness. Jinwoo fell to his knees. He felt his strength leave him. "This is troublesome," Rimuru said. "He controls the narrative." Rimuru analyzed the dragon. "Raphael, solution found. Do not fight the meaning. Fight the ink." Rimuru turned into a giant blob. He jumped at the dragon. He did not try to burn it or cut it. He tried to smudge it. "What are you doing?" the dragon yelled. "Get off me." Rimuru slid over the dragon's scales. The letters started to blur. The sentences became unreadable. The dragon's power weakened. "My law," the dragon screamed. "It is becoming a typo." Anos saw the opening. "You are just words," Anos said, "and I can destroy reason." Anos summoned his sword. He slashed the dragon. He did not cut the dragon. He cut the meaning. He erased the definition of dragon. The beast roared and turned into a pile of random letters. Ainz nodded. "Excellent. The plot armor is broken." A door appeared behind the throne. It led back to the library. Meanwhile, in the grey book, Saitama and Gojo were floating in a white void. There was nothing. No floor, no sky. Just white. Saitama looked around. "This is boring," Saitama said. "Is there a sale at the supermarket today?" Gojo floated upside down. "This is the trash bin," Gojo said. "The place for ideas that are too hard to write." Suddenly, a giant eraser appeared. It was white and square. It rubbed the air near them. Where the eraser rubbed, the white void turned into nothingness. Absolute void. The eraser moved towards Saitama. It tried to erase his head. Saitama ducked. "Hey, watch it," Saitama said. "I'm already bald. You can't erase hair that isn't there." The eraser attacked Gojo. Gojo used infinity. The eraser rubbed against the barrier. It rubbed and rubbed, but it could not reach Gojo. It is trying to delete us, Gojo said. But it cannot touch the concept of infinity. The eraser got angry. It moved faster. It started erasing everything. The space around them was shrinking. We have to break out, Saitama said. He looked at the white sky. He clenched his fist. I am going to punch the page. Gojo smiled. Go ahead. Saitama pulled his fist back. Serious punch. He punched the nothingness. Crack. A black line appeared in the white void. It was a crack in the paper. Saitama punched again. Crack. Crack. The white void shattered like an eggshell. Behind the white void was the library. They jumped through the hole. They were back in the library. Goku and his team were still fighting the prototypes. Goku was in Ultra Instinct now. The prototype was confused. Why can't I hit you? The prototype yelled. I am the original. Goku dodged a punch. You are the past, Goku said. I am the present. I have learned from my losses. Goku punched the prototype in the chest. Dragon Fist. The golden dragon consumed the prototype. The prototype smiled. Not bad, he said. He faded away into ink. Vegeta defeated his prototype. He used Ultra Ego to absorb the damage and return it. You are wild, Vegeta said, but I am a god. He blasted the prototype into dust. Naruto, Luffy, and Ichigo finished their fight. They combined their attacks. A Rasengan, a Red Hawk, and a Getsuga Tensho. The prototypes accepted defeat. We trust the story to you, they said. A red door opened. They jumped through. They were back in the library. All the teams reunited in the center of the library. The ink demon was waiting. He looked bigger. He had absorbed the ink from the destroyed books. You escaped, he said. You ruined my organization. Now I have to cancel the series. The ink demon raised his giant pen. He stabbed it into his own chest. He screamed. The ink overflowed. He transformed. He grew wings made of torn pages. His arms became giant clock hands. His face became a deadline calendar. I am the deadline, the monster roared. Time is up. The end is here. The deadline monster waved his hand. A wave of aging energy hit the heroes. Goku felt his joints stiffen. Vegeta felt his hair turn grey. Luffy's rubber became brittle. Naruto's chakra faded. They were aging rapidly. He's fast-forwarding our time, Ainz shouted. He is skipping to the end of our lives. We have to stop him. Goku tried to move, but he was an old man. His back hurt. This is... Heavy Goku wheezed. Vegeta fell to one knee. Is this how it ends? Vegeta coughed, old and weak. Saitama stood there. He did not age. He was already bald. He looked at his hands. I feel the same, Saitama said. Gojo looked at him. You have no limit, Gojo said. Time cannot degrade someone who broke their limiter. Saitama, you have to carry us. Saitama walked toward the deadline monster. The monster threw clocks at him. Saitama punched the clocks. Smash, smash. He walked through the aging wave. It tickled him. Is that it? Saitama asked. I have waited longer in line for tofu. The deadline monster panicked. Why don't you age? Because I do 100 push-ups every day, Saitama said. He jumped up. He wound up his fist. Serious series. Serious sneeze. Saitama sneezed. Achoo! The shockwave was massive. It blew the ink away. It blew the pages away. It hit the deadline monster. The monster flew backward. The aging wave stopped. Goku and the others turned back to normal. Thank you, Saitama, Goku yelled. Now everyone. Finish him. Goku went true Ultra Instinct. Vegeta went Ultra Ego. Luffy went Gear 5. Naruto went Baryon mode. Ichigo went Horn of Salvation. Gojo used Hollow Purple. Ainz used Fallen Down. Rimuru used Gluttony God. Anos used Venus Donna. Jinwoo used the Shadow Monarch's army. They all attacked at once. It was a storm of color. Blue, purple, gold, white, black, red. The colors mixed together. They hit the deadline monster. The monster screamed. The ink washed away. The blackness faded. The monster dissolved into a puddle of white liquid. It was correction fluid. The library stopped shaking. The books flew back to the shelves. The heroes landed on the floor. They were breathing hard. "Is it over?" Naruto asked. Goku looked at the puddle. "I think so." Suddenly, a clapping sound was heard. Clap, clap, clap. They turned around. A man was walking toward them from the shadows of the shelves. He was wearing a suit, but not a business suit. A tuxedo. He had a white mask with a question mark on it. He was holding a book, a golden book. "Bravo," the man said. "Bravo. You defeated the editor. You defeated the deadline. You truly are the greatest characters ever created." "Who are you?" Vegeta asked. "Another villain?" The man shook his head. "No, I am not a villain. I am the publisher. I own this library, and I have been watching you. You have generated a lot of excitement. The ratings are through the roof." Goku stepped forward. "So we can go home now." The publisher laughed. "Home? Why would you want to go home? You are stars now, global icons. I have a better offer." The publisher opened the golden book. A golden light shone from the pages. "Join me," he said, "and I will give you the ultimate crossover. A world where you never end, where the fighting never stops, where you can be young and strong forever." Goku looked at the book. It looked tempting. Endless fights, strong opponents. But then he thought of Chi-Chi. He thought of his friends. "No," Goku said. "We have lives. We have stories that need to end. That is what makes them special." The publisher closed the book. The smile on his mask vanished. "Pity," he said. "I hate rejected contracts." The publisher snapped his fingers. The floor of the library opened up. A giant hole appeared. It was not a black hole. It was a white hole. It was blindingly bright. "If you will not sign," the publisher said, "then you are out of print." The heroes fell into the white hole. They screamed as the light consumed them. They fell for what seemed like hours. Then they hit water. Splash. Goku swam to the surface. He gasped for air. The water was salty. It was an ocean. He looked around. It was a blue ocean. The sun was shining. Luffy popped up next to him. "The sea," Luffy yelled. "I can swim." "Wait, no, I can't." Luffy started to sink. Jinwoo grabbed Luffy. They all swam to a nearby island. They crawled onto the sand. They were wet and tired. "Where are we now?" Ichigo asked. Goku looked at the island. It was a jungle island. There were giant trees, and in the distance there was a mountain shaped like a skull. "Wait," Luffy said. "I know this place." Vegeta stood up. "Is this your world, pirate?" Luffy shook his head. "No, this is not the Grand Line." A roar echoed from the jungle. A T-Rex walked out of the trees, but it was wearing metal armor, and it had lasers on its back. "This is a crossover island," Naruto said. "Everything is mixed up." Goku stood up. He sensed an energy, a strong energy. It was coming from the Skull Mountain. "Someone is waiting for us," Goku said. Up on the Skull Mountain, a figure watched them on a screen. The figure was sitting on a throne of bones. He was wearing a black cloak. He had glowing red eyes, but he also had a tail, a Saiyan tail. Finally, the figure said, "My brothers have arrived." He stood up. He was holding a Dragon Ball, but it was black, and it had 10 stars. "Let the final game begin," he said. "To be continued in episode 12.